Welcome back to the Shine Within podcast. Corin Grillo is a psychotherapist turned spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and visionary guide who helps people awaken their spiritual power and manifest abundance. Known for her grounded yet magical approach, Corinne blends psychology, mysticism, and practical tools to help others heal, connect with the divine, and live soul-led lives. She's the author of Angel Wealth Magic and has been featured on Gaia TV, Coast to Coast AM, and Beyond Belief. It's amazing to speak with you, Corinne, and thank you so much for being on my show today. I was listening to some of your other podcasts recently, and I was just like, oh, wow, I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk to her today. So thank you so much
Oh,
for being on my show.
oh, thank you. Yeah, it's such a pleasure to be here.
Yes, and so your journey from a licensed psychotherapist to a spiritual guide is so unique. Can you go ahead and just share what inspired the transformation and what was the turning point for you?
Well, the turning point, yeah, I would say the transformation came out of the blue. It was like getting sideswiped on the highway, just like boom, it just kind of happened like a lightning bolt. And at the time, I was going through really struggling a lot. In particular, well, before it was, about 15 years ago, before that time, I was mostly depressed and I didn't really have a connection, a spiritual connection, an official spiritual connection before that. And I didn't really have religion or anything like that. But someone had bought me an angel reading during a really dark period. This particular period, I was a mother burning the candle at both ends, working full time and on the brink of divorce. And, it's just a whole chaos storm. And how I got through it was by drinking tequila and a lot of it, about a fifth of tequila every couple days. And nobody knew because I was really good at kind of pretending, which is like astounding, right? But I I did a good job at having having that other life. And I went to the session. I didn't know what to expect. She bought it for my birthday. So she didn't, I just thought, oh, I'm going to go see a psychic. And I'm telling you, I could feel the difference when I left the session. I felt lighter and brighter. And the lady looked at me and she said, you have a lot of angels with you. Talk to the angels. They want you to talk to them as if they're real. And so I did. And so when I did, I started seeing all these synchronicities. And it really started getting like kind of crazy. Like, I'd say, okay, angels, whatever, show me you're real. And and I mean, I would see like, a truck could go by with angel wings on it. And I mean, it was just synchronicities, angels everywhere. And yeah, I mean, and then it was about the third day I was driving through one of the barrios in Los Angeles, and I was going to a client's house because I used to work down in those areas to help at-risk youth and things like that. So I was going to one of their houses, and a bird fell and dropped on right in front of me on the ground in front of my car. And as I drove around it, I could see that it was this kind of pigeon-sized, a bird with a mangled wing, and it was trying to kind of scoot around. It was trying to get up, but it couldn't with its broken wing. And it was just such a weird event because it's a plop right in front of my car for no apparent reason. And I didn't know what to do. So because I had been talking to the angels for a couple of days, I just said, hey, all right, I don't know what to do, angels, but can you please take take this bird out of its suffering? And I prayed for it. And it's probably the first time I prayed for anything other than because again, I wasn't a religious person. So as I drove around, I kept watching the bird and praying for it. And I noticed that the bird started doing something weird on the ground. It started shimmying. And as I kept watching, I watched the bird, a tiny bird, jump up from the body of that bird and fly away. And then a second bird jumped up from the body of that bird and flew away. And then a third bird that was a little smaller jumped up from the body of that bird and flew away. And I I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I decided to get out of the car. I was afraid to get out of the car in the first place because we're in a kind of not a pretty dangerous area. But I was like, well, forget it. If I'm gonna get a shot, fine. But I gotta go see, what happened. And so, yeah, I looked on the ground. There was no bird left. So when I saw it in that way, I knew that I witnessed a miracle. But what really clued me in was how my body felt in that moment. It was like effervescence, like electricity, and but electric love. It was like this really deep, potent love that kind of surrounded me, kind of like almost like static, like I could feel like my hair just kind of going out. And then that is the moment that really made me consider that the spirit world is, and the angels are not just there hypothetically, and not just there, but also able to create miracles in your life. So, um, after that, I could hear a different voice inside of me. And it was, usually, it's like the dark voice that is what I mostly heard before that day. The one that's always telling us that we suck, or we're not good enough, or um, we're imposters, or the list goes on. And for once, I could hear the other voice, the one that was full of hope, the one that believed in something bigger, the one that started believing in me. Because before that, even though I was a therapist at the time, but I was kind of going through the motions. I was just like doing the recipe of life, that thing they tell you to do. Like, just, okay, you're going to have kids, get a house, get a career. But I was freaking suffering, miserable still. And I did the whole recipe. Um, so yeah, that day, I almost see it as like a liberation day where I started giving myself permission to listen to the other voice and to be guided by that voice and to do the weird things that that voice was guided me to do. And so I would say that beyond the bird dividing into three, the biggest miracle is really how it changed my life and changed the quality of my heart after that.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, I was a big tequila fan also. I
Oh,
would
it's so good. Tequila's so good. God, let's give it some props. I mean, it does,
it
it does,
did serve a purpose.
it does.
And
It's amazing medicine when you need it. And then when it's time to let it go, you got to let it go,
let it go. Yes, I was a
Yeah.
big tequila fan. And yes, it wasn't until I then became sober, then I started hearing that other voice, like you were just describing right now, that gentle, loving, compassionate voice saying, you are worth it. You are going to do something great in this life. Your purpose is to turn your pain and then to create the divine purpose that you are set here for.
Right.
And we
Right.
all have purpose and we all have worth because we wouldn't exist if we weren't worthy,
Yes.
So we're all beautiful souls. And sometimes, I know I've had probably many lifetimes. Actually, I was told I've had many lifetimes. And yes, I want to get an angel reading one day. Do you do them actually?
Yeah, well, here over the years, so what's interesting is like, so as I was doing one-on-one practice, even after the miracle, I was trying to kind of keep it in the box. I was trying not to share because it's embarrassing. Like I was just like, what am I going to tell people? You know, because again, I'm a highly educated female, right? And I'm very grounded. And then my friends are therapists. So you tell your friends you saw a bird divide itself into three and fly away. They're going to be like, I think you probably should go to the psychiatric hospital or something, right? Um, so so I was trying to but I knew what was happening for me. It's not, I didn't doubt it. I just wasn't planning to share right away with
Yeah.
anyone. It's between me and spirit, But during those sessions, I'd be sitting with a client, and then I'd feel the effervescence come in. I'd feel the angels come in, and I would try and like fight them off, like get out of here. I'm trying to work. But they wanted to have messages. They wanted to say some stuff. And so eventually I finally cracked and said, all right, hey, I know this is weird, but there's some angels here in the room and would you like to hear a message? So embarrassing. And so, yeah. So that really changed things. So I started delivering messages, being a emissary of the angels back then, totally buffooning, not knowing what I was doing. And that's always the best way, I think. You don't have to know what you're doing to be a vessel for the good words. So yeah, they started doing healing work through me. And then so my job transitions essentially because then my business started getting super packed and then like even like people were flying their relatives and you have to come see this lady because people were getting healed fast and feeling real magic, like actually feeling it, like they could feel the presence with them. And so you can't doubt it. You cannot doubt when you know it and you feel it. It's not just like, "Oh, I'm just going to channel for you." It's just like you feel the presence. So yeah, I over the years though I started developing other intuitives to do my work. So mostly they do a lot of angel channeling, and I certify people in that. But what's crazy now, Gina, is that recently in the last, I would say 6 months, is a new so when you start opening up, right? And when we start opening up to who we really are versus our conditioning, because we carry our trauma and our pain and it weighs us down, which is why we want to escape our bodies. We want to escape the planet or we want to numb, right? And
Yes.
so um as you walk down your path and you start becoming more yourself, more of your gifts start getting revealed. And so recently, um, which is like still, I haven't really actually announced this too much publicly, but I, everyone has a holy guardian angel. And we've all heard of holy guardian angels, but I don't think most people understand the power of what a holy guardian angel is. And so I have been courting my holy guardian angel for quite a while. But anyways, he started now channeling through me in a very potent way. So I started going into trance spontaneously. I didn't train in that, but I started going into trance and then yeah, so now I'm starting to just kind of trickle and give readings through his voice. And so I go into like some accent happens and he starts delivering whatever it is that the soul sitting in front of me needs. So yeah, I still give angel readings in different ways now. I was mostly teaching for almost a decade, but now I'm just really enjoying this new iteration. Spirit is always so creative with us if we surrender, I guess, to it.
Oh, wow. I absolutely love that. And I actually had on my podcast show, this was maybe sometime last year, an angel in human form. Have you ever heard of Rachel Corpus before?
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, she's I says that she's an angel in human form and that she actually channeled on my show Angel Gabriel. And we were talking about the world, children, school system, everything. It was really interesting. And now I actually experienced her channeling and her accent did kind of change and her body language did change and it was very interesting. And so,
Yeah.
but I believe all this stuff and this is something that like I wish I can do.
Oh, you
Now,
can. I
yes,
mean,
I,
look,
how do
here's
I
the thing.
access that?
There's nothing particularly special about an angel in a human form, okay? Because I feel like we are all light beings.
Yes.
Many of us are light beings or beings of other realms or elementals or something like that. And so I mean, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna be blunt about it. I just at this stage now, this is not theory for me anymore. I'm living it.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff has happened not because I took a bunch of classes, it's because it's happening spontaneously. And again, I'm a researcher. Like I'll research, I believe in science, I love facts. And so, in order for me to believe something, I have to totally experience it and see it from a whole different way. And it's got to be validated through experimentation as well, right? So, like, I kind of approach this process scientifically, but I do know after training so many people that their medicine is in there
Mm.
and you can do whatever it is that really whatever it is that you wish to do because if you're wishing to do it it means that it's in you somewhere. We just got to coax it out a little bit, but really it's not rocket science. I mean you just really just submit. You submit, and I think most people one of the challenges is that we're so busy trying to get it right, trying to get life right, trying to be perfect and freaking clean and a good person. Like there's some secret ticket to, somewhere that it's gonna, get you in. And I know that we've been indoctrinated to believe that we have to do a bunch of good work in order to get into heaven. But I'm here to say, from what I understand, that's an absolute lie. We are from heaven. We are already from there. That is our rightful place. And so when my angel comes through for me now, he's very animate about this for us to understand who we are and to be supremely humble um, in our reverence for the divine, but to never power to another human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm living it too. Like I'm seeing things unfold that is just so magical and I'm like, wow.
Right? That's what I mean.
I like, okay. Even
What's
with
going
my
on?
children, like I will just say, hey, you just have to ask the divine, show me your glory. We were out in nature not that long ago walking, and my son, he's 9 years old. And I said, just ask the divine just to say, let me see something magical. I swear we saw like an owl.
Mhm.
We went to saw these interesting insects that we've never seen before, these birds, like things were
Yeah.
flying in front of our face. Like
I
you
love
just
that
need
you
to
say that.
ask. Yeah.
I love that you say that because nature is the secret mystery.
Mm,
That nature is the mystery. Nature, this is how spirit speaks to us, and it has always spoken to our people. We forgot because we were indoctrinated to be separated from the earth. We were told earth stuff was evil, and that y- there's this divide between like, oh, God's over there somewhere, but God is lives in all creatures, and spirit has always communicated with us through animals, through the wind, through the water. And so one of my passions now, so I'm actually sitting at my property in Mount Shasta, um, and I bring people on retreats because I started my spiritual path kind of kicked off with the angels. However, as I went down the rabbit hole with the angels, they brought me to the place I've always been, which is right here on the earth. And they started revealing to us that about prophecy, and that prophecy happens outdoors with the birds that are coming around you. And so, you get your Snow White on, right? Like the birds start coming,
yes.
but really prayer. Once you really it's almost like this, this feeling, this vibe that you're giving already is already this childlike wonder, right?
Yeah.
That is what opens this up. It's just, hey, I'm here and thank you and gratitude and playfulness and I mean that really like just generates the energy for incredible miracles to happen. But our ancestors have always talked to us through the birds. I mean, it's just because of religious colonization and the damage that did to our psyches for generations, we just forgot. So part of my work now is just repairing that whole thing because it all belongs together. Those things belong
Yes.
together, right? Like the birds, the animals. Oh,
Yes. I'll tell you another story. Recently, again, we were out in nature. So I don't like to go anywhere besides out in nature. I
yes.
used to go to the clubs. I used to go partying all the time. I used to be like the social animal that was out there always doing something. But now I love just to be out in the nature. So in San Jose, where I live, I'm in front of downtown. However, behind me are the hills where I go to. Alum Rock Park is where I go to all the time. So for Father's Day, my husband wanted to spend time in nature, and for Father's Day, it was quite hot. And we were going up to this rest area that we normally sit at. We just are underneath some beautiful trees, but it was very warm. And then I just wanted to go up to the tree. And then I was trying to show my 9-year-old, I said, just put your hand on the tree here and just take a deep breath and then just feel its vibration. And he's like, but I don't feel anything. I said, not yet, but just practice here. It'll come to you. But
Wow.
anyway, the magic part that happened is that everything was still, right? And it was hot. I had put my hand on the tree, just appreciating it, loving it, saying thank you. It was providing wind for us all of a sudden, and that wind felt so nice. I'm like, thank you. But as soon as we left there, everything was still again. It's just amazing how we're just connected. It's like the movie Avatar, where they connect their tail to the animals,
Exactly this. It's
and then it's like,
exactly this. All you need to know is watch Avatar, and that's all you need to know about where we're living. And really, like, because life does really become a true magical playground and so supportive. And when we open our eyes in a new way and leave ourselves open for the possibility and invite them into our lives and really devote yourself to it. Like, it didn't take me long. I just started just a couple days of
yeah,
just talking to him pretty much all day. I'm driving and just talking to him, and but it really is, and it's just been so profound because as I transitioned to my career from doing one-on-one therapy practice, I eventually started communicating to international audiences scarily, and it was amazing, astounding. Because I just would give them like 7 steps. Here's one, day one, do this. Day two, try this. And then like the series that I had channeled for them. And my books are also just a series, channeled series that angels tell me, okay, you're going to want them to do this first, this first, this first. And they're little rituals or meditations and things like that to open up the portals for the magic and the spirit to move through us. But astounding that people who tried it, just hearing their testimonies about it. And what I love about it is that um, my approach is very non-religious, so that people can, from different walks of life, from whatever religion, they can play with the benevolent beings as well that have been gifted to us from our higher power, whatever you want to call it, whatever you see it. Some people see it as just it's the goddess or the great spirit or God, or it really literally doesn't matter what we call it, I believe, at this stage, because look, it came to me and I didn't have any beliefs at all.
right.
So it's just like if it came to me, it's for all of us. Doesn't even matter what we're doing, what we're up to. We could be in our worst funk, doing our worst, doing our worst in life, and we are so not judged. We are always offered these invitations to come and play with them.
Yes. Now, speaking of books, let's go ahead and talk about Angel Wealth Magic. Can you go ahead and explain what exactly it is and perhaps maybe share how someone could go ahead and begin to call in financial abundance like through spiritual connection?
Yes. So some people think it's like an oxymoron to say like, oh, there's angels and wealth in the same, or and then you put magic in there, and it's like, what's going on? You know, none of those things match. But yeah, uh, but they actually do.
It matches to me though, like they connect. It
Yeah,
connects.
they do. They do. They do. It's just I was the people who don't understand what magic is, they think it's some demonic thing, but really
Mm,
even Christianity could be seen as magic. Prayer is magic.
yeah.
So, but I'm not going to get into the history all of that today, although I do love to teach on that in great detail because it's a fascinating history our culture has been through. But um a lot of here's the thing about the wealth thing. I've never been focused on money. I was not focused on money. Um, and but when I started listening to this voice started telling me that I should start claiming more cash, claiming it more. And I never saw myself because we're both sides of my family, just straight poverty, just straight out of the hood. And so I never saw myself as someone that would have excessive wealth or what I perceived as excessive wealth. But as I started saying yes to the inner voice and doing these new things, I found my income multiplying um, in really wild and interesting ways, and multiplying doing work that I loved and that sometimes didn't even feel like work. And so Angel Wealth Magic was written for people who really for the heart-centered folks, for the heart-centered mission folks who really want to open up to more, don't give themselves often permission to open up to more. Maybe they judge themselves for it, or they feel like society has judged them and told them that, you're a woman, you're a brown woman, whatever. The list goes on about all those of us that who aren't worthy of whatever. Um, but uh, Um, but we have to make the choice. And I think that's the fundamental principle in the book. And I start the book off with giving you a series of things you can claim in the beginning to create fertile ground for your prayers to take root, to seed into the soil. Because a lot of our wealth gardens, our inner wealth gardens, are full of weeds. It's full of fear, full of misunderstanding about money. A lot of us feel like money is hostile or money is unpious, unspiritual. And those kinds of attitudes are really what keep us away from really receiving the bounty that is given to all of us in different ways. Some people say, like, why would angels help me with money? And I always say to that one, why wouldn't they? I mean, Spirit has always helped humans with everything, literally. Helped them find the buffalo across the lands, helped bring water when they needed it, bring the rain when they needed it. So cash is just another iteration of what we need in our society. And a lot of people have a hard time really accepting their worth and their value because they were rejected or discarded younger in life. They were devalued and therefore they continue to devalue themselves. So the angels showed me how to value myself again. Spirit showed me how to value myself again. Where I just want to say a lot of our religious indoctrination has taught us, quite frankly, how to devalue ourselves. The extremists specifically are telling us we were born in sin, we were born sinners, and another profound lie, I'm going to have to say, because if you've seen a child, baby, when they're first born, come on, you know, give me a break. You don't even have to be dialed into spirit to know that that was a lie. Okay. But it's the trauma of the people that hunkers us down, our small thinking, our limitation, and the pain we've caused upon each other that really stops us. So it's each person's, I feel, how spirit moves through me and how angels teach through me is it's each of us, each of our roles to dream bigger. Um, because to be frank, when I was writing this particular book, this particular book has was based on because I had attracted $150,000 accidentally. Okay, I did this ritual that I wrote in the book, I showed in the book, and it was so astounding. I was like, come, I mean, at this stage, I was already 10 years into doing angel work. I already know what they do, but I was just like, what? And they said, we're doing this big because we want you to write a book for others so that they can crack the code, essentially, hack the system too. And so, oh, I forgot what I was saying with that original point, but oh yeah, we have to claim it. We have to ask for more because as I was writing this book, it became really clear that they were writing it specifically to the heart-centered people and really essentially begging them to to really solve the code around wealth because if the heart-centered humans do not do it, guess who does? The other people that are doing it just for power and for greed have all the wealth. And so all of us need to rise up and get from being in the back corner and praying and being pious and, well, God will give me whatever I need. No, you want more than what you need. You want more than what you need so that you can share it with others. So you can share and so you can maybe hire people. You can give to those charities that those concepts, those places that are doing good work out there, and you want to support them. But we need to. I mean, I'm really passionate about that, especially now. I'm really passionate about more of us claiming our fair share, more than our fair share, and working together, collaborating together to tip the balance.
Collaboration. Heck yeah. I notice whenever I'm collaborating with somebody, I'm learning so much more and it's like it feels aligned completely, soul aligned for
Yes.
sure. And everything that I do, I make sure it's soul aligned. If it doesn't feel good to me, I'm not going to do it.
Yes, exactly.
So I told you I was a massage therapist for 18 years and I work at the Four Seasons Hotel. I used to work I used to hustle there, working 5 days a week, almost 8 hours a day, like,
Oh,
for massage
it's
therapy. It's
hard work.
hard work.
It
And then you're
really is.
absorbing
Yeah.
energies constantly. And I remember, yeah, I used to drink a lot during that time too.
Exactly.
And now I'm just like, no, I'm on call. I'm like, no, I'm still there, but I'm just on call because I just decided I don't feel aligned to that anymore. And I only want to work with the people that I want to work on. College selfish, I don't care. But it's for me. Like I know it's best for me now. Before I was like, oh, I have to go with what the world says. I have to hustle grind.
Exactly. I
Not like
mean, yeah, and this is what I like about, being dialed in with your own intuition and really listening to that inner GPS and learning to trust it because we do need to create new pathways. We need
hmm
to create new ways of resources and income other than the grind it out because there's a reason why, what's so interesting is people think that their disease is their disease, like their alcoholism is it's theirs. It's not theirs.
Yeah.
It's the society's. The
hmm
system has created so much stress and disconnection from each other. We're working way too much. We're not gathering with people that we love enough. We're not connecting with like-minded people enough. We're just really so many of us are just grinding so hard just to barely pay the bills. And no one's going to save us unless we take up arms together and share our wisdom with each other and try and lift each other up and do the hard things, do the things that are scary, you know, take out a loan, do the things you need to do to 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 be right with yourself, with your heart. Spirit always shows me this is a little macabre, but they always like show me like how like really if you don't slow down and really look at the trajectory that you're on, it can be another 5 or 10 years of this shit,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, and then it could be 20. And you can every day say, okay, someday I'm going to. Another decade goes by, and another decade goes by, and then that last breath is taken. And so spirit is really clear with me. They've shown me very clearly, I'm going to die. We're going to die. And what it has done is help me celebrate my life and take more risks, you know? Take more risks in the good way, good risks.
Yes. And also I noticed for myself, healing was not linear for me. It took time, and I really had to tap into my inner GPS for guidance on what to do to take care of myself.
And you
But
have to
in
slow down for that, right?
You
You
have
have to
to
slow
slow
down
down.
for that.
And that's what
Quit
I was
serving
telling
everybody.
you,
Quit
yeah,
serving
earlier.
everybody. Quit doing all the things you're supposed to do, quote unquote. For fuck's sake. Like really, it's
Yes.
like, can you just leave the dishes one night?
Yeah.
Maybe. Like slow down. Yeah.
I used to feel guilty just, taking a nap. But
That's
why do I
okay.
have to feel guilty taking a nap? My body needs to rest. Let
That
me
is the
rest.
that's the spell that we've put under. That's the indoctrination.
Yes. Isn't
Uh
that horrible? Oh my
it's
goodness.
yes. But like again, no one's gonna rescue us from it until we admit it and we quit feeling ashamed that we want to take a nap.
Yeah.
And we start creating a life for ourselves that includes naps.
Yes. If I want to sit down and stare at the wall, let me just sit down and stare at
I
the
know.
wall.
So napping, playing, joy. The angels are huge. Um, what do I want to say? Like if you're not at war, then you better be having some joy, right?
Yes.
You got to know the difference. Some of us stay in like war mindset, like we're fighting, warrioring out all day long, duking it out, like for what and for who? You know, like who are you proving it to? No one cares. No one's watching. And if they care and they're looking down on you, let them, please, because
Yes.
it's like our life. And so spirit really, I was always astounded at the information that comes through. It's always full of compassion and full of love. And the fundamental is always be happy, not be miserable, not repent, be happy. Okay? Be
Yes.
happy. And by being happy, it's like little wings. It's like gives us wind and it lifts our wings in our heart. Like our wings start spreading. And when your wings start spreading, those wings just start touching other people and they go, oh, okay, why is she laughing all the time? You know, why is she so irreverent about things? Like, like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just like, yeah, so we can, I don't know, Spirit just wants us, I feel like, to just be us, to be who we came here to be. That's it.
It's funny. So I had a mentor. She was a mindset coach actually as well. And this was maybe 3 months after I became sober. And then she's like, Gina, she even asked me, like my own coach, how come you're smiling and laughing so much? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just happy. Because she wasn't doing that for
Yes.
herself. But I mean, I learned a lot from her. She helped me get rid of my limiting beliefs, start loving myself, building confidence, and all that stuff that, the world taught us, like, don't love yourself, hate on yourself. If you compliment yourself, you're considered conceited or something. The
Yes.
world is screwed up. But anyway, so she reminded me of that because she was like, what's your trick of staying happy all the time? People thought I was fake. I'm like, this is how I am. I said, trust me, I do have my down moments,
Ah,
and I let you know, okay? I let you know. Because when people
yeah.
ask me, like my private client, he said, "Oh, how are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm not doing that great today." He's like, "Oh, I want to be honest." And I said, he's, "Oh, how come?" I said, "Well, because how come you're not doing good?" I said, "Because I'd be lying to you if I said I was doing good." I'm
Right.
not gonna lie. I'm gonna just be real and just say that I'm not doing that great. And that's okay. It
Exactly.
goes away. It goes away. But I know there's some skeptics, who are just like, okay, what are these girls talking about? And I get it. I get it because I was there too. And I'm sure Corinne was there as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, is there a practice or a tool that you can actually recommend for someone just beginning their healing journey, but feeling but like I said, but feeling a little skeptical or unsure?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Ask me the question again and let's get more specific. Like, what do you really feel like people would really want to know?
Yeah,
Your
like how do they just open up to what they don't feel like they believe in yet?
Oh, yeah. Um, it's almost like you just go, "Hey, I'm not sure you're real, but just in case." And you start talking and you say, "Okay, I'm here for it. Show me if you're really here with me. Show me today." And you really keep a commitment. There's other things you can do. You can say, "Let me feel you right now." And but you have to wait. A lot of people don't wait long enough, right? They're just like, "I don't feel anything," because they're stuck in their head. You have to sink into your body because your body is a very attuned machine, but we don't know how to work with it properly because we are disengaged from our instincts. So it's if you slow down, you wait, you notice how you feel, then you ask spirit to touch you. You ask your holy guardian to touch you. Show me where you hold me. Show me where you touch me. And sometimes you'll feel one hand get warmer than the other, or a tingle, or you'll feel a presence or a lightness, or maybe a light will turn on before in front of your eyelids. So it's again practice and trying and experimentation. And in the beginning, it can be super subtle signs. So I just say, just go into it like it. And my first book is called The Angel Experiment. And it really, that's what it's about. It's about setting you up to do a proper experiment, you know, like how to take records of what happened. And then at the end of the 21 days, then you decide, is there a pattern? What happened, right? Because sometimes we forget things from day to day. But if you write them down, these cool little incidences, these quote unquote synchronicities, if you actually write them down and you look at the pattern, it gives an overwhelming evidence that there's some kind of support. Now, we shouldn't have to actually do that kind of evidence because all we have to look at is human history to know that there is invisible helpers there because it's only in the last couple hundred years that people didn't know that. Okay. All of our ancestors, no matter what continent we're from, held the animistic worldview. The animistic worldview is they knew that you go outside, the world is alive. the trees are alive. The animals are alive. And it's not just alive, it's conscious. It's also teaching. And so our people thrived because they knew how to do this connection. They knew um, about this. So it's fun to prove it on your own because it absolutely works. But people get dismayed when it doesn't come around the way they want it to come around. Okay. So we can't be tantruming babies and be all pathetic about it. Okay. Just like big girl, big boy panties on and just be open, childlike curiosity, and even the little thing, treat it as if it's the biggest thing ever and say thank you. Oh my gosh, I think this could be it. Thank you if this was it. Instead of like, oh, that's not it. I don't believe in that. Because what happens if you're in any relationship, Gina, and you just met someone and someone gave you some love, a little love, and you just went like, I don't really believe it. I don't think you're being authentic right now, right? It's just like you're going to be disconnected from the actual love that's there. And that's what we do. We're so busy dismissing, not feeling too small, feeling not worthy. Oh, I didn't go to church, therefore God, like, none of that is true. Yeah, none of that is true. So, yeah, it's just so fun. It's like a playground. It's such a playground. And it's fun because the more we do it, we become more childlike. Like,
Yes.
that's why you're bubbling giggly all the time.
I swear, I feel like my inner child is there all the time. Like
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yes.
I was
And
watching a video, I mean, it was a long time ago, but it was me. I was maybe 5 or 4 years old or so before my trauma happened. And I was like how I am now, laughing, had my hair in pigtails. And I was
yes,
just like hugging my cousins, like so tight and just loving on everyone. Like, we can still be like that.
oh, totally we can. We just
It's
have to
there.
slough off. You just have to slough off a little bit.
Yeah.
Just scrub up your heart a little. That's all. Just scrub it
Yes.
off. I know, like for me, because I was suffering, like I said, for the first 3.5 decades of my life, because a lot of trauma, growing up and stuff. But I thought that it was just normal to feel that weight on your chest every morning. I thought it was that was my normal, is wanting to die every morning, wishing that that was my last day. I thought that's just my life, guys. I guess that's just life. Take it or leave it, right? So I didn't know. You don't know if you're just used to a certain base level all the time. You just take it as normal, but it's not. It's not. There's always more. It's really crazy. It's just crazy. And I just also want to say we don't know who we are. We do not know our gifts at all. Literally everything I do today has nothing to do with what I thought I was capable of at all. Like I'm not a public person. I'm pretty shy. I'm a hermit. Like all of this stuff, like the fact that I'm a public figure is crazy. I'm not a writer either, yet I was published by a really great publishing house 2 times. I'm just like, what is going on? So I'm just saying there's so much more inside of us, that angelic creature, that holy creature inside of all of us that is very much there. I can say that. That's not a theory. This is what I know. All of us, there is a holy one inside of us. What kind of creature that is, who knows? That's up to you. But I will say that if you have that spark, if you are guided by the force of love, if you believe in love, no matter what has happened to you, like a lot of us have been through so much trauma, but you still believe in love, there's a sign there that there's a holy creature inside of you that is worth pursuing.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh, I just love this episode. It's so fun to talk to you, Corinne. Oh.
Oh, thank you.
But where can our listeners go ahead and find your books, connect with you, work
Yes.
with you?
Yes. Well, you can go to my website. If if people are curious about really having a practice, a guided practice, I deliver fresh audios to people. I channel the angels, and they give practices for the week, and they do a healing every Sunday. So I've been doing this for 10 years. I've had this member site for 10 years. So if you are digging, if anybody's, picking up what I'm putting down and they're digging the vibe, and they want to pursue more, they want to learn more about the angels and want to do it consistently, you can go to my website. That member site is called The Inner Sanctum. And so you can join us there. Um, and my website is coringrillo.com. And if you're interested in opening up your intuition, and things like this, because I find that that's eventually where it leads us sometimes when we start having these experiences. It means that our natural gifts are opening up again. And so I help people really hone in their craft, their personal gifts, whether it's clairvoyance or channeling or healing. And so if you're interested in your intuition, I actually have a free download for that as well on there. So yeah, that website, yeah, so you can find it on CorinGrillo.com, but find all of that. So if you see, join my community on there, that's the Inner Sanctum. Join us. You can get a fresh audio every month, and our community gathers once a month, and we get into some really weird and fun stuff. It's super transformative. I mean, miracles are real, man. I just want to say, if you're not playing with the angels, guys, this is like you did. Please, please, yeah, just give it a shot, please.
Yes. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Um, but what is one, maybe a loving message or even divine download that you feel you're called to share with our listeners today?
Okay, let's see here. If I start going into an accent, you'll know why. Mm.
Love it.
Okay, yeah. He's saying, they're saying, children of the sun, beautiful children of the sun. Mm. So many of you have been so big in life, so much energy, so much love you have had to give, so many big feelings, and those big feelings sometimes were the the bane of your existence. And we are here to tell you that these big feelings are gifts and blessings, and that you no longer, we want to invite you to open up and to express yourself more in various ways, whether it is through dance or creativity or through your words, to no longer hold your voice back. Um, they're saying for this audience that it is in the suppression of self that creates so many of the bad habits, or the habits that you're not proud of. And they say that it's not the habits that are the problem at all. There's no judgment there. It's just do not suppress the genius that is inside of you. You are a holy creature here. So do not suppress. You suppress your voice and your feelings is as if you are suppressing the Holy One within you. So they're giving each of you a divine invitation to uplevel your voice, to share yourself with others, to make intimacy. And they're saying if the people do not understand you or reject you, let them reject you. Move on. Find new people. You are loved deeply. We are with you. Please call on us every day. Look to the sun. Imagine that the angels descend to you as you look to the sun and you call them in, and open your heart. Wait, be present, and make sure to breathe. Okay, that's it. Thank
That
you.
was amazing. I got like warm, fuzzy feeling all over my body. Thank you so much for that beautiful message. Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
thank
Thank you.
you. Thank
Thank,
you.
yes. Oh my
You got the warm
goodness.
fuzzies. What you got the
Yes.
warm fuzzies? Which ones that which parts of that for you is the message? Because a whole message can come through, and maybe there's only one sentence, one vibe that you really like. Oh, that's what I need just for me today. What's yours?
Yeah. The don't suppress the holy within you.
Ah,
It's there. Like it's so true. Don't suppress it. Like I'm getting goosebumps saying that. My body connects so much. Like I get, I mean, the whole message is beautiful, but not to suppress the holy divine in you. It
yes.
is so true. That one really touched me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love. Oh.
Yeah, we've
Thank
never said
you.
that before, so that's for you guys. That's for your
Yes.
audience. Yeah, that was
Audience says, we love you, audience. Angels love you. The mind loves you.
exactly exactly.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being on my show. I feel so much better. I've already felt good before I talked to you, but I feel even better now that I've spoken to you.
Ah, good. Touched by the angels.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. That's right. Well,
exactly.
thank you so much for being on my show. I'm going to sign up for your stuff. I'm going to go on your
Please do.
website and do a
Yes.
deep dive and
Oh,
join the
yes.
community because this is where I'm at right now in my life.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'd love to support you. We love all good people doing good things and taking those risks and putting themselves out there. It's not easy. It takes a lot of courage. So, um, yeah, Spirit's always very grateful for people like you. Yes.
Oh, no, thank you so much.
Yes.